Now, in this society, when older men take advantage of younger women, there's a problem. Or if an older man is even in a relationship with a younger woman, he is accused of taking advantage of that woman. But by the same token, if an older woman takes advantage of a younger man, then it's just par for the course. She's championed. She's cheered for. She's appreciated. She's elevated to the status of some type of, moral martyr or something. But then every now and then, there is a situation where a woman has to admit that because of her many egregious acts, that she must embrace the scallywag nature that she possesses. And Brittany Renner is one of those women. Now, somebody sent me a video on IG where this chick is bragging, boasting about being the scallywag that she is. And she says that she has always been a scallywag, but she did it undercover. But now this past year, with this PJ Washington thing, she has decided that she will be a scallywag and she will wear it proudly as a badge of honor on her freakum dress. You men have to understand that we're in a society where women embrace everything that is the opposite of femininity under the guise of simply being what men have been for an extended period of time. Let's take a listen to this video, man, and we'll come back and chop it up on the real tip.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but stand your ground. It's sacred. So when you stand your ground, you stand in your truth. When you stand in your truth, you stand in your power. And when you stand in your power, I'm to a place where I've just accepted that my light is so bright that it causes all of the roaches to scatter in places they thought they could hide. It's just me being me. It just causes such an uproar. Like, loving yourself is such a rebellious act these days, you know? But I'm here to tell you, I am so not sorry.
Now, the reality to the scenario is this. When a chick like this says something, most times we treat it with a grain of salt. But here, I want you to listen to the uncaring, unconcerned, inconsiderate energy with which she speaks. And we've heard her speak with this energy before. But now, you men must understand that these men who promote this saving the family and saving the relationship and all of that, those men are blind. And they are the very men who will be caught up by a woman like this and then come to the alpha sphere seeking our sympathy, seeking our assistance in overcoming the error of their ways. Now, what you hear is a woman who's decided that enough is enough when it comes to playing that good girl role. She don't want to be a good girl. She don't want to act like a good girl, and she don't want nobody to think she's a good girl. She is perfectly okay with being known as the super scallywag. And I will applaud her for finally embracing who she is and accepting it and perpetuating it to the world and letting the world know that I'm not the type of woman that you want to deal with if you're a man, because I'm going to take advantage of you. We need more scallywags to fess up to their scallywag nature, as opposed to fooling men into believing that they're going to be good girls, that they're going to be good women, that they're going to be good wives, and not just out for the bag. Any man who meets a woman and you have a little bit of paper or a whole lot of money, you must realize that your first inclination must be to vet her to see if she's just out for the bag. See, if you're a man with money, you can't listen to men who don't have money tell you about women. You don't have to be a multi-millionaire, but if you're a man with a little bit of money, man, if you're making six figures, mid six figures, high six figures, man, you are a man who is in the high 1%. And you must understand that you have to vet women as a wealthy man. You can't vet women like a poor man does, because he ain't got nothing for a woman to get. Plenty of men out here talking about chase the woman, but they ain't got no money. When you got money, you can't just chase the woman, You can't afford to be cold approaching women when you rich and famous, man. On whatever scale you rich and famous, you can be a local celebrity. You can't afford to be cold approaching women as a local celebrity. So you got to start approaching women as if they are all out to get the bag from you, and you have to vet them and let them prove to you that they're not about the bag. And you women out there, we need more of you to fess up and own up to the scallywag nature that you present to men. You've taken all these other cues from Brittany Renner and women like her. Take this cue from her. Be honest about who you are. Be forthcoming about who you are. Let a man know that you just have to get the bag, that you ain't really trying to be nothing serious, but you will hem him up with a baby if you can. It is time for men to understand that women are not these angels. That women don't even want to be those angels. And now we're in a day and age where women don't even want to try to convince you that they're these angels. She wants you to accept her for who she is. So let's see how well that works for her. Don't shun a woman for telling you who she is. Don't ridicule a woman for finally opening up and accepting who she is. The one thing that we must demand from women is that they're honest about their intentions. And here's an example of a young woman who is honest about her intention. Well, she ain't so young, but here's an example of a woman who's about exposing to the world her true self. And here she is saying that, hey, I am who I am. Now, there is a problem with this. If you're a man who has to be told by her that she's this way, man, you blind. Have you heard some of the other things she said? Have you seen all the many men that she's traipsed around with? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that this woman is a scallywag. And now it's easy and correct to say that she's a self-professed scallywag. She's no different from Superhead. She is who she is, and she embraces who she is. The only difference between her is she probably ain't gonna come out and admit she was lying about nothing, because she seems to be being authentic for probably the first time in her life. I guarantee you she has never been this real with herself or anyone else. So, on the one hand, let's applaud the broad for finally being honest, for finally admitting what we already know. See, we didn't need to be informed of this by her, but it's a positive thing to see her admit that this is the way she is. Not so positive for PJ Washington, but positive nonetheless. Now, on the other hand, we can say, you know what? You've been knowing you were like this. We've been hearing you talking. We've been hearing you doing all this. Why in the world are you just now letting us know that I've been accepting myself like this? I accept myself as who I am. You should have made this statement before you took PJ Washington down through there. I guarantee you he wouldn't have gone down through there with you. The bottom line is this, brothers. Women of today don't want to be good women, don't want to be good wives, don't even want to be good friends. They just want to do whatever the hell they want to do and want you to buy into the process of being whatever they need you to be to help them be that person. Some men buy into it. Some men will meet a woman who's just like Brittany Renner and marry her. A woman like this can get a husband quicker than a good girl that's plain looking can. So a lot of these things we're dealing with in this society are based on men's interaction with women, not women's interaction with men. Men's interaction with women. Because if we say we're the leaders, we can't lead from the back. So whatever women are doing, it's because men are allowing it. A woman can't take advantage of a man if a man don't allow it. A woman can't have a man at home and sleep with his best friend if his best friend don't allow it. We as men have to start holding one another accountable and holding ourselves accountable. Because these women are lost. And not just Brittany Renner. The millions of women who not only support her, but feel like her and view things from her perspective. Y'all comment down below and let me know what you think about this topic, man. I look forward to hearing what you men have to say. I'm out.